Now there are three questions with us. What is a skip test? How to get the report? How to execute multiple test cases? We will see all these things. But before that, we have to understand these annotations. Okay. We have to understand about what is this annotation, how it works. Okay. So let me put this here. Hold on. Okay. So this is test one, right? And I can create another test case. So I'm not writing Selenium code as of now. Let's understand that this is some kind of test case. You can do anything, right? You can open the browser, you can perform something using Selenium code. We are not writing Selenium code as of now. We are understanding what is TestNG, how it works. So this is one test case. Now I want to write one more test case. It's fine. In the same class, you can say at the rate, then again test, and then next test case. So I'll say public void test number two, bracket, and then I'll write my code here. Whatever code I want to write for my test case number two. So here it will come. And now I'm not writing the whole code. I'm just saying system.println. I am under test two. It's like this, right? So that once we will execute, it will confirm that actually we have, done both the test cases. And let me write here also. Hold on. So that will confirm that this test case is also executed. I'm writing I'm under test one. Fine. So there is test one and there is test number two. And same thing, you can right click here and say run as TestNG test. So this time there will be two test cases are executed. See here, test one and test two. So because of test one, all these things are executed. And because of test two, this particular thing will be executed. So if you see the output, it is showing me that all the things related to test one is executed, and then all the things related to test two is executed. So in this way, you can execute multiple test cases. So in a single class, you can have multiple test cases. Here, it's a test method. When you write at the rate test annotation, and when you write a function, below that, it means it's a test case or the test method. Okay, it will be considered as test method. Now another question is, in single class we are able to run it, but what about if we have another class and there also we have some test cases? So let's do that. So let's create one more class. So here I'm saying new class, and I'll give the name as demo3. Finish. And in the demo3, let's create more test cases here. So I'll say at the rate test control space to get the import thing. Then public void. Let's say this test case is related to login. Login check. Okay. And we will be writing some code, let's say Selenium code. As of now, I'm just saying it's a login check. Okay. Login check test case. Fine. Let's create one more test case under demo3, which is logout. Public void logout check bracket, and this is logout check test case. Done. So in the demo3, we have another two test cases. So this can be executed separately. Let's run this. Yeah, it's working. So inside the practice package, there is a demo3, login check and logout check. This is executed, all green. If I'll see the console output, it is showing me that both the things are executed. Test run 2, failure 0, skip 0. Fine. But the question is how to run then this all test cases and this all test cases. The test cases which is there in demo 2, the test cases in the demo 3, I want to execute all. Fine. So what you can do is go to your project and create XML file. The TestNG gives you a way to create the XML and provide whatever test classes you want to execute, right? So for that, you can again go to their documentation. So this is a TestNG has superb documentation about all the topic. So go to documentation and see here, there is a testng.xml. So they say that your structure should be something like this. Your structure of XML should be like this. You can copy this and use it, or you can create your own XML also. You can create your own XML. I'll show you both the things. Don't worry. So I am taking the example from here. I'll copy the whole thing and I'll explain what it is. Going here and right click here in your project, say new, say file, and give the name of the file name. Let's say smoke test ng.xml. Okay, and finish. So this XML is created. Uh, I'll paste it here. So now I have created this smoke test ng.xml file, and here you have to mention something. So very first thing is suite name. So let's give a name. Let's say this is my smoke test suite. Fine. Verbose is one, that's fine. Test name. So you can give test name also. So this is suite is smoke test. Test name is let's say login related test cases. Login, logout. Login, logout both. Okay. Login, logout test. Tests. And you want to include classes. So how it will be? Inside the suite, there are test cases, and test cases will be executed based on how many classes you have or how many functions you have in that class. It's like this. I'm deleting that as of now because this is for to execute another class, another test. I'm deleting it. So class name will be package name dot class name. Okay. So what is my package name and what is my class name? My package name is practice, this one. Okay. So I'll give here my package name dot demo to one class, and there is one more class. Right. So let me copy this, and there is demo3 also. Fine. So I want to execute both the classes. So what is the structure? It's very simple. My test suite name, okay. My test name, okay. And then how many classes I want to execute. So inside the classes tag, you have your class name is equals to practice.demo2, practice.demo3. Now I can right click here and I'll say run as TestNG suite. So this time, the test cases inside the demo2 class is executed. The test cases inside the demo3 class is also executed. If you will see the output, you will be able to see that all the things are executed. Okay, from demo 2 and demo 3. So this is the way you execute multiple test cases. So I covered this part, how to execute multiple cases. Now, how to get the report? Report, by default, report is generated by TestNG itself, and it has a good format. So if you go to the project, just refresh your project, you will see a test output folder. Inside the test output, there is emailable report. If I'll open it, this is showing me a report for my test execution. It is saying that you have executed login logout test. 4 test cases passed. There is 0 skip, 0 retried, 0 failed. Total number of time is taken as 91 milliseconds. Uh, in practice.demo2, there are 2 test cases, test1 and test2. In practice.demo3, there are 2 test cases, login check and login out. And it is showing me how much time it took for every test case. It is showing me green as of now because all the test cases are passed. If something will be failed, it will be red. And it will show you why it is failed also. So if it is red, you can click here and it will show you the summary here that or the stack trace about the failure part. Okay. So this is about the report part. Now the thing is you have the report in test output folder. So what some company does it, okay, we are this report is not looking good, maybe, right? So they can use extend report. There is one more plugin which you can use, which is called extend report, or you can use allure report. Okay, it's very simple one. In today's topic, I am not going to take that part, but there are what we say other kind of report also which you can write over the TestNG. It's like this. So that will be more readable and better report than what you are able to see this. But still, this is also good because it is giving you a summary about pass, fail, and everything. But if you want to use, you can write, more detailed report. You can have extent report or LU report. Fine. What is a skip test? Somebody has asked. So let's understand. Skip means, see, as of now, we have executed 4 test cases, correct? In the report, if I'll see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also, you can see the summary. In the summary, it is showing me there are 2 test classes and total method count means test case count is 4. Okay. And 0 failure, 0 skip. So there is no failure. Skip means sometimes it may happen that there are some test cases which are skipped to be executed, means it is not executed, it is skipped. But when that will happen, it's same as manual testing. When you skip some of the test case, you may skip some of the test case when one test case which is failed, and because of that, you are not able to execute other test cases. So that will be the skipped test cases. How that will work here? Let's see through a demo here itself. So let's assume that I want to, in my demo 2, let's assume that if test case 1 is passed, then only I will execute test case 2. So you can put dependency here. So you can say test 2, this test 2, you can say depends, depend. When you write depend and then say control space, it will give you depends on methods. Which method? It depends on test1. Okay, so you have to give the name of your method, which is this. So I'm saying that if test1 is passed, then only execute test2. Okay, and let's give the priority also. It's possible to give the priority. So I want to execute this first. So I'll say priority is equals to 1, right? Lower the priority, it will be executed first. Okay, it's like this. Priority 1 means it will be executed first, and then if you say priority is equals to 2, so that will be executed next. Okay, so priority 2, and it depends on test1. If test1 is passed, then only execute this test case. It's like this. Now so as of now, if I'll execute this, there will be no issue because test1 is getting passed. There is no way that it will fail. So we are able to see the report that all the test cases passed. Let's make this test case failed. Okay. How to make this field? So let me delete all this line. That's what I was talking about. You can put assertions. That's a good thing. That means you can put validation points. So I'll say here, assert dot assert true. Okay. So I want to check whether z is equals to 65 or not. So this is like condition I am putting. 2 times equal to means it will check the equality of right hand side with the left hand side value. So I'm saying assert dot assert true whether z is 65 or not. So as of now, it's actually 65. 20 plus 45 is 65. Let's make it 100 because z value when this lines will be executed, z is actually 65. It's not 100. So fine. This time, this is going to fail. And what we have done, if this is failed, this this test 2 actually depends on test 1. So let's see what will happen this time. I am doing a right click and I will say run as TestNG test. This time, if you will see, it's saying failed one, skipped one. Why? Why it is saying failed one, skipped one? Because your test one is failed. And it is saying that some expectation was there but found false. And this particular line, demo2 dot. If you read properly the report, it will give you at which line the error is. So this is failed. And test 2 is skipped. Why test 2 is skipped? Because it's saying test 2 depends on not successfully finished method. So test 2 depends on some method which is not successfully finished. So this is called skipped test case. Now, when you will execute the whole XML, you will see that in the report also. So let me run the whole test suite now. And yeah, execution is done. Go there, open this emailable report. So this time you will see that there is one test, which is test one, which is red. And this is login logout test is this demo two. There is another test case which is failed, right? The test number two, because this one was failed. And if I click here, you will be able to see the stack trace, like where it was failed. Okay, so it's like this. So this is about skipped part.